So with the new year come a lot of new things. I've got some new background details. But one thing I love to do in a new year is try games that I haven't tried before. And one game that kept getting just all the hype throughout last year, it won Indie Game of the Year. It was a masterpiece of games, was Balatro. And I had not played it. Friends of mine had been trying to tell me to play it. They'd been telling me all about how it works, telling me I really gotta try it. See, I really like poker. I like playing poker with friends. I'm not amazing at it necessarily, but it is something that I really enjoy. And a lot of my closest friends, armed with that knowledge, knew that I would enjoy Balatro if I played it. And I fully intended on playing it. It looked interesting. It looked kind of cool. I like card games, but I just wasn't sure if it was for me. Well, something changed. How many of you knew there was a physical copy? Because that information's all I needed. As soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, I am finally playing this game. And I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that all of the hype that people had for Balatro is 100% earned. It is that good. Jokingly, a lot of people have been calling Balatro Solitaire 2, they've been calling it Poker Plus, and these things are actually not very false. Balatro is a single-player card game based off the premise of poker. You're given a hand of cards and you have a certain number of discards and or plays of the hand to try to make a total number reaching the number of the challenge. Each hand is worth a number of chips. The more hands you play, the more chips you earn. The higher the hands are that you play, the more chips that the hands are worth. The challenge is making these hands with the restrictions of each round. That's the basic explanation of Balatro. When you get down into it and when you actually start playing, a lot of what it is deck building on top of that. You see, as you continue, there are special versions of cards that already exist. You get cards that have certain markers, you get cards that have certain colorings, and those change how the game is played as you continue on. Another game changer that you get throughout are Joker cards. The Joker cards have abilities that completely change the amounts that you get. Like, they will give you bonuses for specific types of hands or for specific cards used. You use a combination of the deck building and the Jokers to get your numbers higher and higher and higher to beat the difficulties as you go further on in your runs. Because at its core, Balatro is a roguelite. Those aren't the only types of cards though. You have tarot cards that are based off of the major arcana cards from actual tarot decks. Those can, again, change individual elements of your deck. They can change individual elements of cards either when you first open them from a pack, or if you have one that you can save for later, you can use them to change a bunch of cards that you have on the fly while you're trying to meet a challenge. Certain tarot cards can absolutely make or break certain rounds of play. There are also planet cards. The planet cards gives different bonuses to specific poker hands. So if you get the same planet over and over and over again, you start to stack how much that hand that card is for is worth. Balatro is technically over after 8 total 3-part rounds of play. You have 3 challenges. If you get through all of those, that is 1. You have 8 of those. If you can get through all 8 of those, you technically win, and then you can continue forward from there. Those planet cards can come in handy intensely depending on how you use them. The first time I ever got past the 8th boss was because I had used so much of the same planet card that 2 of a kind was worth more than a full house. My 2 of a kind was so stacked that it was basically pointless using any other kind of hand at any point. And when you get that perfect combination, that synchronization between the Jokers that you have set up, the cards that you have in your deck, either the ones that you have changed or the ones that you've added, the planets that you've used, the tarots that you've used, and the tarots that you have on standby, when you get that perfect synchronization where the numbers just go up and up and up and up, and you just keep getting more chips from the one hand you played, it is so satisfying. It really gives a similar dopamine boost to what people get from things like cookie clicker type games, but in this one you're actually doing something. You're not just clicking and then you get higher numbers. You're strategizing to make the numbers hit insane heights. And I think that really draws the line when it comes to that type of solo play, that get the numbers higher type of solo game. Also, the physical copy of Balatro comes with 5 aces and 5 jokers. I think it's the same 5 every time, but they're so cool. I do not know where I'm gonna put them back here, but at some point, somewhere, they're gonna be on display, probably in a frame similar to this. Don't know where or when. We'll see. Once you've beat a run of Balatro, you can choose to keep going. And I mean, you may as well. See how high you can get it. See how you can customize your strategy on the fly. Make it better and see how far you can get. You know, that's how roguelites work. So the more that you do as far as like combinations, as far as getting past the 8th round, you know, the further you take your runs and the more often you play with just the different early decks unlocks more types of decks. See, each deck has a different color on the back, kind of like getting a real poker deck. Each different deck color has different boons and bonuses, thus making them perfect for really finalizing a strategy towards that one deck. Like this one, you'll start with extra money, which means you can use it to buy more cards early on. This one, you'll start with extra discards. You can use it to flip through your deck to get the hands you need. This one, you start with more playable hands per round. You know, these different strategies, these different bonuses can help you really like nail down what you want to do. I think my favorite aspect of the game so far is just kind of playing around and messing with the different jokers. Something about just all the different ways the jokers work is really fun for me. I don't think I'm alone in that either. Like a lot of the fan art, a lot of the different things that you see surrounding this game do involve the joker cards, and there's a good reason for that. They're cool. They're really cool, objectively. It's cool too because the different rounds can be relatively quick, and it will save where you're at if you need to stop and do something else. So if you need something that you can really quick just kill some time, it's perfect for that because you can play a couple of quick rounds and then get back to whatever you're doing. Or if you're bored and you want something that you can play until midnight, it's perfect for that because I need one more run, just one more run. Let's do this again, see how high the numbers can get. I am going crazy on these dopamine hits. It's perfect for that as well. You can play this game for hours and never feel discouraged. Like, I don't know what's different about this from other roguelites. I've played a few roguelites at this point, and for the most part, I really enjoy them, but at some point I'm like, man, I don't want to do another run tonight. I'm going to play something else. But with this, I can just keep going. It doesn't ever feel like, oh, that's bullshit, the reason that I lost. I can't believe that's the spot that I dropped down on. Let's see if I can get far. It never feels like that. It feels more like, damn, I think if I had done this, that run would have went differently. And then you go back and you try that and you see how, and I know that's technically how all roguelites work, but I mean, for some reason, those don't register in my brain the same way that Balatro does. Something about this game never feels discouraging even when you've lost repeatedly. Equally impressive is the fact that this game was made by a single developer. Local Thunk, the individual responsible for this game, is not a company. It's one dude. He's making a game that he thought would be fun for his friends and maybe his family would try it out on Steam, I believe. But through word of mouth, it really blew up. Like, this is the type of success story that you don't get out of indie games as much as you really wish you would. And it's great because it's clearly very earned. Like, this man created a very, very fun game. From what I understand, Local Thunk is still currently in college, which is why he wants to remain anonymous. And I think that's totally fair. If you remain anonymous, you retain that anonymity. You're not going to be accosted by people in the street necessarily. I can't imagine like making something that I just think is fun for my friends and then it just blowing up. It's gotta feel awesome. I always feel really happy when one of these videos does really well because that's essentially what I'm doing here. I have a group of friends that watch these videos and they want to hear me talk about specific subjects, and I talk about those subjects and they like them, and when other people also like them, that's really cool. So, you know, I get happy when a video gets 100 views. I can't imagine with the millions of people playing Balatro, like how that must feel, because that is such a success story. That is so cool and so frankly inspiring for individuals out there who want to make games. I think that this is a story that you should really focus on when you're really trying to hype yourself up to try something, because this guy made a game that he thought would be fun and it blew the fuck up. Deservedly so. It's just a very good game. Anyway, if you like roguelites and you've ever wondered what a sequel to Solitaire would be like, you should really check out Balatro. I cannot recommend it enough. This is a game that I think I could recommend to people who don't even play roguelites. This is a game that I think I could recommend to people who don't play video games very often. This is just a really fun game, whether you're a gamer who loves, I don't know, platformers or Souls-likes, or if you're an individual who hasn't played a game since they had Solitaire on their Mac in the 90s. Like, this is a game that really, in my opinion, can transcend and hit different audiences of players. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you've played it and you just do not get the hype, and I pity you because it's really fun. Either way, get out there, try Balatro. It's on every major console. It's on PC, it's on mobile. Like, try this game. You can get it relatively cheaply. You don't have to do what I do and be extra and get the physical copy because you just want to hold it in your hands. That's not everybody's jam, and I understand that. Whatever, more physical copies for me. But I think it's something that you really should try. If you haven't played it yet, you owe it to yourself to try this game. It is that fun. Anyway, I think that's about it for this one, you guys. I'll see you all next time. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so you can get notifications, and let me know down in the comments, have you played Balatro? Do you think it's fun? Do you not get the hype? Do you think it looks neat? Do you haven't played it, but you don't know if you want to or not? You know, let me know, because I'll tell you, it is fun. It is just as good as everyone says it is. And addicting. My God. Okay, seriously, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I've been Dogface. Be kind to each other.